Hello guys, it's Wednesday, so it's another bootcamp. Welcome. Just get yourself comfortable and I'll wait a second for any other people to join. Make sure I have my camera set up right. I think it is. Good to be back for another one. Hey Francie. All right. So today we're gonna be doing some modeling. It is the start of the bootcamp cycle once again. Hey Elena, welcome. So I will first send you guys a link. So download this reference. Hey Lucas. It's a link from WeTransfer, which you can download. Hey Billis, welcome back again. Alright, so I'll just give you guys a minute to download that. And figure out what my keyboard is messing with me. It's just annoying. All right, a lot of faces, good to see. Hey there, Philip, hey Buran. Okay, make sure you download the reference and then we'll just be heading on into Blender. So open it up and just so everything is ready for now. As always, my name is Oliver. I am the bootcamp instructor for CADA. I am currently a third semester student, and we're actually not learning Blender at our school, but I know it because I've played around with it, but we're using Maya and other software. So I am more here to, of course, help you use Blender, but if you have any other 3D questions in general, or which software should I use for what, or, you know, whatever it can be, just ask me and I will help you. If you get lost along the way, write me in the chat and I will stop what I'm doing and help you, because I'm here to help you guys get into it or learn some tips and tricks of how to do modeling, in this case smartly or easiest for yourself. It's the same principle that is in Maya or 3D Max or whatever you're modeling in. I just started modeling in Houdini, which is more of an effects software, but it's actually the same procedure. It's just different ways of doing the same thing. So I'll try to teach you my way of modeling, and if you have any questions or anything, any tips or Blender tricks, just post them. Everybody can use it, so feel free to type in, okay? Hey Renan, welcome back. Awesome guys. Well, let's get started. Open a general new file, and we are here. I'll just turn on my screencast keys as always. This means that whatever I do, you can see it down here. If I click W, which I'll be doing a lot because it is a shortcut for move in Maya. It is not in Blender, so I keep messing up on that. But first, let's figure out how we navigate. So hold middle mouse button to rotate around, shift middle mouse to pan, and scroll the mouse wheel or control and middle mouse drag, zoom in and out. All these functions also over here, but I never use them. If you don't have a mouse, get a mouse. Otherwise it's gonna be horrible for you. Next up, we want to manipulate whatever we have going. Oh, and by the way, if I'm going too fast, as always, let me know. Because I'm saying the same thing every week, so sometimes I might say it a bit faster. So if you lose some kind of information that's important or get stuck, just text me. I'll slow down or help you, okay? But we want to manipulate this box here. So I select it, left click G, and I can move it. If I regret my decision, as can be, I control Z, which is the key, the thing you're going to use most in every single software. If I want to move it a specific way, I click G and let's say Y along this green line, the Y axis, G, Z, or G, X. Left click to accept or right click to say no thank you. I can also scale it with S, SY, SX, XZ, or I can rotate it. Again, X, Y, Z. So that makes a lot of sense, right? Next up, can you see from my face? Yes, you can see. If I'm doing something down here and I forget that my face is there, just let me know and I'll remove it. But over here you can see the information that you have on your cube. So let's say I move it. You can see it gets some transforms, it's called. So it will be very hard for you to move it back into 0 like this. So you can just hover these with the left mouse and click 0 and you're back. Okay? Super simple. Next up, I will be showing you how to use what's called an orthographic view. So that just means we're looking at a flat, almost 2D version of whatever we have going. So let me just quickly do something so you can see that it's not the same. So if I click 3 on my keyboard, I will be looking flat from the side here, from the X view. If I click 1, I'll be looking through the Y. 7, the top. You don't have to remember these. You can just cycle through the numpads. And it's a numpad 1, 2, 3. It's not the normal. I think they do something else. I actually don't know if they do anything. So numpad 1, 3, 7. And if you want to go the opposite from the bottom, you can just click here and you'll reverse it. So that's going to be super useful later. Next up, as I just did here, we can manipulate the mesh individually. So you don't have to move the whole thing. You can click tab or go up here to object mode and go into edit mode. And now we can select little areas of our mesh. So if I click 1, this is the same as this one. I can select vertices, which are these little points here. 2 is edges, it's this one. And 3 is faces, this one. I think I might, just for you guys' sake, I will increase the size of my viewport a bit. Where is it? It's not that one. It's not that one. Just need to find it. Oh, there we go. There, now I can better read what I'm doing. How do you get back to the 3D view? So you just middle mouse drag and you should be back. So if you click 3 and you middle mouse drag, you exit it. So that's super easy to get out of again, luckily. A good question though, I was also stuck at one point, but you just click. If at one point you get lost, let's say I'm all the way over here, on my numpad, I click the comma key, little dot thing. Usually it works. Oh, no, it works. So it doesn't work if I'm in edit mode for some reason. Unless I try. Oh, it works now. Okay, so if you have something selected, you can click it up here in your outline, it's called. You can click comma. And you zoom in on whatever you have highlighted. So super useful. So let's say I want to make a little shoe. I can just click this. G, Z. And click this one. I can scale it along the x-axis. And I can move it along the y. And we have a perfect slipper, right? Great. No, we'll be going into that now. But this is the basics. I will teach you more in-depth things that we use in Blender. But first, let's just go back to object mode. So you click tab to go back here. Then I click X or delete and delete it. Boom, and we have an empty viewport. So now we want to make our own. But first we need to figure out what are we making. And as I wrote on Discord, we will be making a vehicle today. and in this case, a cute little car. So we'll be making something like this. I might stylize it a bit more and make the roof go up a bit or something, but we'll get into that. So again, you have downloaded the file. So let us, in the viewport, click Shift and A, go to Image, and you can also click up here if you don't remember the hotkey, Shift A. Add, we just want to add something, an image and a reference. Then I go to my downloads and I have the car ref downloaded and it should appear in your viewport here. I want to make it a bit nicer. It's skewed right now. So over here you can see that I have a rotation on 7 degrees. That's a weird number. So let's just change that to 90. This to 0 and this to 90. 90. And you can see it is now nicely aligned. So next I want to move it a bit away because I'm going to be spawning things here in the center. So I'm clicking G and X to move it back and G and Z to move it up. So now I can see my reference here. We're not going to be modeling as we usually do exactly after this. Usually I would have a flat plane of an object and then I will model after it. It's a bit tricky in this situation. First of all, because I couldn't find a reference. So that's the honest truth. And second of all, if it's a normal car, it bends weirdly. So it can kind of get hard to use a straight up reference. So we'll just eyeball it today. Which is going to be interesting. So here in front of our image, we will click Shift A and we will make a cube because where the car resembles a cube. You can see it's very cubic, it's very squared. And yeah, I think I will just scale this up a bit because I don't want to use micro boxes. So let me scale this up. So you should have something like this right now. Again, if you get left behind, just let me know on the way. I will leave with every single survivor I can. There's 29 viewers. I want to see 29 cars when we're done. All right, let's see if how close we can get to that today. So let us go to 3 and let us just G and Z and move this up a bit. And we want to get as close as possible to this shape. So let me just scale it along the Z axis. And let me scale it along the Y axis. How much is up to you? You know, you can make like a limo car if you want. But I'll be going with something like this for now. I'll scale a bit up in the X axis too. There we go. And this is actually gonna be the block art for my car. Super easy. Next up, I will go into edit mode that we talked about so I can make more interesting shapes. So click tab or click up here and go to edit mode. And at the start here, I want to make just this shape. I don't care about the windows first. I first want to make the shape. So what do? And I will be starting with something called a multi-cut tool or loop cut. Over here it is this one. I never use these over here, by the way. It's horrible to go and find it. So I will just use the shortcut, which is Control and R. R for loop cut, I don't understand, but it is the shortcut in Blender. Left click to accept it, and left click again to choose where you want it. If you scroll wheel, you can add as many as you want. We don't want that in this case, but it can be quite useful. So just scroll wheel down so you only have one. If you can't see it, you have to go to the middle of the cube and hover it. Oh, not in the middle, actually just hover along this edge. You can also do it the other way if you go over here. But I want to click left and I want to move it just where the front of my trunk will be. Okay, so that should be around here. Left click to accept. Again, if you fuck it up, you will Control Z. I want to make the rear as well, so Control R, make one here, and you should have something that looks like this. Now we're getting into the fun stuff. This is the tool you're going to be using the very most when you model. It is the bread and butter of modeling. It's called an extrusion. So what that is I can first explain what the loop cut is. It's basically just adding a line of geometry. So we're cutting our boxes into several new boxes. But they're still up together, right? But now we can select this face for ourselves. So an extrusion is basically what it sounds like. You pull something out. And extend it, I would more say. So if I click E and move it up, you can see I'm extending the mesh. It does now have a hole in here, which is what we want. Oh, you can't see it. There's nothing in here now. It's just empty. And we've moved it up instead. That's what we want. Now, if you don't want it stuck to the Z axis, you can just click Z again, and you will have free movement. But in this case, we want to make sure it's exactly straight. So click Z and choose the height. I'm going to go for a high, tall car. What you can also do, instead of clicking Z, you can go to the orthographic view and you can just move it freely, but it will still be perfectly straight up in this case. But also move it to the side. But it's not going to be screwed to this side. Okay. This is going to be my car. Oh, that's a bit big maybe. Okay. Now, we can see on the roof of this car that it is going slightly inwards, which is, well, makes sense. A normal car does that. So I will be scaling it a bit. So it's just S with the face selected, and we scale it. And I can see in my reference that it's going a bit more inwards on the front and the back window more than the sides. So I will scale it along the Y. And you can just cycle through the Z, Y, and X to see which one fits. I can never remember which one I'm using, so I just click and then see which one is good. And I have a roof. Now, I can see at... No, actually, I like it. I was about to say it's too short, but I like it. Okay, here comes the fun part. We want to make windows. And this is gonna be another extrusion. And I want the front window and the back window to be exactly the same. So the way I don't want to do it is do one and then go and do the other, because then it is very, like, almost impossible to get it right. Exactly the same. 1 second. Someone in chat wrote, none of my shortcuts work here. I will not be able to get a car today. No shortcuts work. So if you Control A, it doesn't work. What could be happening is that you are not in the Blender settings. So if you want to use the same settings as Maya, or you want to fix your problem, you might want to go to Preferences. You want to go to System. No, you want to go to, let me find it. You want to go to Key Map and make sure that this is set to Blender. If it's set to Industry Compatible, it will look something like this instead, and you will have these kind of things. So Edit, Preferences, Key Map, and make sure it's Blender, and then they should work. If you've used Blender before, that might be the reason why you have messed it up or something. I can't tell you that, of course. Just go away. Okay. I hope you can. If you can't get it to work, just use the box up here. That's totally fine. You can just click Extrude. It's just Extrude. Up here, Extrude Faces. Yeah. So what I was saying, we want to use both sides at the same time, so we're sure that the same thing happens on both sides. Makes sense, right? I forget this all the time, so don't be too feel bad about it. It's okay, you don't have to get to it. You can just use this up here. If I say extrude, you just right click and you can see it pops up here if you select the face. So this works just as fine. So right click and E to extrude, right? Alright guys, make sure when you extrude, this is a very common mistake, I also do it sometimes. If I click extrude and let's say I don't want it anyway, I'm like, I don't want to extrude now, and I right click, it is still extruded. Okay, you still did the extrusion, you just set it back to 0. which means now we have two faces on top of each other, which is really, really bad. We don't want that. So make sure you control set. You can double check by just clicking your face and pulling it out. If you can pull it out, it's extruded and you want to reset it. Or if it's like this, you're good to go. Make sure to double check that if you right click it. Okay, now onto some modeling. To extrude inwards, we want to use something called inset. It's basically just an extrusion inwards. So you click I and you drag, and let's try to hit what we want here. Elena, that explains your bad topologies. Which topologies? Yes, that is probably why. And that is why when you subdivide it, that it gets all messed up if you have a lot of geometry that's overlaying each other. We don't want that. Okay, whenever you do something, guys, you will get this little pop here, inset faces. So if you want to change how it insets, you can open this up and you can play around with it. You can say depth. Oh, I want to change that. I want to increase the thickness more, like perfectly. Then you could actually make it exactly the same as the other side if you did like this and did it on the other side too. But let's just do this. Oh, I don't know what that edge really is. Okay, so right around here. Oh, inset, and now I want to extrude again. The problem with having two selected is if I extrude and I move it, it's gonna move one out and one in, and we can't have that. Oh, again, make sure you control set. Oh, that was too much. So I think this is gonna work. If not, I'll find another way. I wanna extrude it along its normals. And a normal is, the best way to explain it is the exact 90-degree angle that a face is pointing out. That means right here, this is the normal of this. This one has a normal that's going this way. So it's basically just the center of your mesh that's pointing out. So it should extrude inwards, hopefully. So let's right click, extrude faces along normals. It's right here. And let's try again. Oh, just a slight bit. And there we go. We have some windows. Good job, guys. Next up, we want to make the side windows. But the problem is, if I start extruding this, we have an issue. It's not gonna work. Oh, or inset it right, because that will look weird. So again, I'm just checking that I remove it. We first want to make a loop cut in the middle. You can see in my reference that it's actually right in the middle here, centered. So Control R, left click, oh, and right click to set it perfectly in the middle. Then I want to do this. Oh, actually, I will show you guys another thing. Perfect timing. Because when you model in Blender, you usually use what's called a mirror function. And it is as is, you do exact opposite on the other side. So I have the X axis here. So if I click X on this little mirror, it should work, maybe. It is working. Oh, it is working. It's just not showing up. So I can move both sides with one side. This can be a bit tricky though. I don't know. Does it extrude? It does not work with extrusion. So it's only if you want to manipulate the position of your vertices. So what you want to do is you want to make a loop cut along the middle here. So Control R, left click and right click. Now we're going to do something that's going to scare you a bit. I'm going to go into edit mode and click 1. I will go into the X-ray mode now. Here, I'll click Alt set. The reason I'm doing this is if I select something here that I can see, it's only selecting what I can see. So it's not going to select the underlying vertices, and I want to select exactly half of the car. So go to the X-ray mode or Alt set hotkey, select the entire half of the car, and you delete it. Delete all vertices. And now we're with half a car. So we're less than halfway of what we had before. Damn it. What we're gonna do instead is we are gonna make a mirror modifier. So I hope you can see for my face. I can just remove it for a second. Over here we have the modifier stack. Click on that. It will give you this empty space and you will add a modifier. You can just search for it if you want. Mirror. Add, and it should appear right there. If for some reason it does not work, or you might want to try another axis, because you might have made it along the y-axis while I'm making it along the x-axis. So just make sure you double check. If it still doesn't work, let me know. That can be other problems, but it should work for you. So now I just want to leave this here. I want to go to face select, and I'm out of the X-ray mode now, by the way. And I want to make sure I don't have symmetry on. If you turn it off, because we're already symmetrizing everything we do now because we have literally mirrored it. So now I want to inset, and you can't see it right now, but it's doing it on the other side too. And what I want to do is I want to open this little guy here that I told you guys about, and I want to choose individual. And you can see it is now only doing one at a time because we made the line in the middle. It's super smart. So I'll just manipulate a bit here. Oh, there we go. And I'll scale them myself. So I'll just click S and click Z to make them more even all around. Something like this. And now we wanna extrude them. And if you remember from before, we extruded them 0.12. I did at least. So now it's gonna be exactly the same as others. And look what we have. It is on both sides. So good job, guys, for coming this far. This is super good. The windows might be a bit too much actually, so I might wanna G and X move it out a bit. I actually didn't like how much that was, so I'll just do the same here. G. So now it's not gonna be the same, but it's okay. I have a question. Can you show how to make the mirror modifier again? Yes, of course. So let me show it with something else. I'll make a U-sphere. I will delete half of it. So you want to go to X-ray mode, and you want to delete exactly half. Delete. So you only have half a car. Then, oh, I forgot someone. Delete. Next up, you want to go over here to modifiers, and you want to click add modifier, and I'm just going to search for mirror, or you can go to generate and mirror. In this case, it doesn't work because it is trying to mirror along the x-axis, but we are using the y-axis here. I hope that helped. Then you should have mirrored your car. Just check off which one it's working. So for my sphere here, it is the y-axis. For my car, it is the x-axis. Did it help? Just give you guys a second to catch up. All right. I will now make this little thing here that is super easy. I will basically just make a cube So Shift A or add a cube. I'll go to my front view. I will scale it along the x-axis, so it's slightly bigger. I will scale it down to the height I want, and I'll G and Z to move it up here. G and Y to move it here, and S and Y to scale it here. And this is a bit too big, so I'll scale it down again. So now I have I don't know what's called in English actually. You got it, great, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, but it doesn't matter that these are intersecting, it's not gonna hurt anything, they're just not one mesh right now, which doesn't really matter that much. So I'll just duplicate it, and this is another thing that you guys will gonna use. It's Shift and D, or you can object and duplicate. It says here too, what's it called, the shortcut. So G and Y, move it to the back here. And boom, we have those. Now, we can always go back to the windows, but now I want to make the wheels. It's a bit more tricky because we don't have this hole here. So, a question: do you guys ever stream stuff like this in Houdini? We do not. There's two reasons. Mostly one. Houdini is super difficult to get into. It's hard to just make something in an hour. It is not, but it's hard to understand what you're doing, if that makes sense. So we don't do that, sadly. Because I was about to say that Houdini is not free, but there is a free version called Apprentice. Houdini Apprentice, so you can dive into that. But I'll think about it. I'm learning Houdini now, so that is also why I can't teach it, because I'm still learning it. But maybe if in half a year, if I get good at it, I could maybe do some VFX. That could be really fun. Okay. We need to figure out how to do the wheels here, how to make the hole for them. So I have two ideas. The first one, I will make Shift A. I will make a cylinder. And I want to twist this 9 degrees, so I'll click R, Y, because I know the Y-axis, and I'll just click 90 on my keyboard. And I want to scale it to be a bit bigger than my wheels. I will then go into front view. Oh, thank you, Suratas. Yeah, everybody remember to save. I always forget that. I get so into it. So go to File, Save As. I'm gonna go to Desktop and Oliver T Bootcamp files, Blender files, and I will call this low. I will call it simple car, and save. So now the hotkey for saving is Control S. Do it as often as possible. You cannot save too much. All right, thank you so much. So I want to scale this guy in because I don't want it to be too thick. So around here, I'll move it to where I want my wheels to be. G and Y. So I think this is actually a good spot. And what we can, I have a question. If I have multiple faces and I want them to extrude individual and not as a whole, what should I press? So what you mean is if you want this face and this face to extrude, then you right click, extrude individual faces, and you will extrude them individually. Does that make sense? So now I have two extrusions. Hope that helps, Fancy. Okay. What I want to do now is what is called a Boolean operation. It can mess up the mesh a bit, but it'll be fine. So if I remember this correctly, it's in Blender, it is a modifier. So I will go up here to my object level. I'll just click tab to go up here. I'll add a modifier, generate, and it's called Boolean. And now it will ask me what I want to Boolean. And Boolean is basically you take one object and you remove another object's geometry from your original geometry. Yeah, the reason it does that is you were probably in edit mode when you made the cylinder. Yes, that's why. So make sure you go to sorry if I just delete that. Make sure you go to object mode before you make this, but actually it's not well, you're actually ahead of the curve, because then you only have to do it once. Oh well, you have the mirror modifier on, so it doesn't matter. But if this was not mirror modified, you could just put this within, but I can see it does not make sense here. So delete it, go out to object mode and make a new cylinder, and it should work, Elena. Hope that makes sense. Because you're basically within this meshes topology. So whatever you spawn here is part of this group, and it will count this as the same. So we want it to be two separate objects. So I want to remove this guy from this guy. So I click my car, click on the little picker here in my Boolean, and I click the cylinder. And let me see. I want to do this. And let me just try and accept that. So I will click this little drop down menu here and click apply. And if I then remove it, I will now have Booleaned my car wheel here. Aha. Now I don't want to do it just yet. I first want to do it two places at the same time. So I can just mirror this guy. So add modifier, generate, mirror. Oh, did I click the wrong thing? Is it because Boolean is on? Let me see here, generate, mirror. And I want to mirror along the Y. Oh, yeah, it's not going to work right now. And that is because I have transforms on my cylinder. So I want to, you can see up here, I have several, I have scale, I have location, etc. So I want to click in object mode, Control A, which brings up my apply menu, and I want to apply all transforms. And you can see automatically my mirror function worked. And I think this is actually perfect. Almost. G, Y, Control A, apply all transforms, and it moved a bit. Perfect. So now I want to apply this because I want it to be perfect here. Now I want to go back to my Boolean and I want to apply that. And you can see over here, it Boolean the other side too. So now I can delete these. I don't want to use them anymore. Or do I? Well, we can actually use these for the wheels, I guess. I'll delete one of them. So I'll go into edit mode, Control Alt Z, and what do I? No, actually I do not. Okay, so what you want to do, the reason why it keeps resetting. Never mind, I am confusing myself. I was thinking that it was still mirrored. This is what I want to do. I want to mirror it again. So I will go into this X-ray mode in edit mode. I'll delete one of them. I'll go back up and I will add a new mirror modifier. And again, I'll Control A, all transforms, and I will mirror it both on the X and the Y, so I get all four wheels. Now I want to go into edit mode, click A to select everything, and I want to scale it down a bit. And because we have reset the transforms, it will now scale perfectly on all sides. So it's going to be exactly the same. Smart. I'll now scale the wheels in, set S and X, G and X, something like this. And these are horrible wheels, so we're gonna make them look a lot nicer. I will now select the insides. I'll click I to inset. Something like this, maybe actually a bit more. Then I'll click right click and I'll extrude face along normals because I want to do both sides at the same time. Something like this. And you can decide what kind of pattern you want to do. I think I'm just gonna try and make it, I don't know, a bit interesting. Just ever so slightly. So I'm just insetting a lot of times and extruding inwards. Yeah, I think this looks kind of cool. So now I have some wheels going for me, and they can be tiny bit. So again, make sure you don't scale here, because if you go out to upper mode and scale, it's gonna mess it up. So you want to go into edit mode, you want to click A to select everything, and then you can scale along the x-axis. Great. We're actually getting close to a car, guys. I hope you all are with me so far. It's going pretty good. Just use AI, little bro. What? Yeah, sure. Go make me a car in AI. It can probably make this. If the AI can't make this, I will be extremely disappointed, actually. Okay. I want to make this little... what's it called? It's where it vents out, the engine, right? So back to our car here. I want to add a loop cut in the middle. But I can't do that. Because we booleaned here. And that is the problem of booleaning. You kind of change the way the mesh works. And I actually don't remember if there is a remesh. Does this work? It's probably a bad idea. If there's a smart way to fix it. What we can do, I think I'm gonna save this one out. I'll select everything. I'll Shift D and right click, and I will put it into a folder. So I will with a select, I'll click here to make a folder, and I will drag it into the collection. And I'll call this backup car. And oh, that's actually not gonna work. No, I'll do something else. Sorry, forget that. I'll go back to before. I will control this, and I will save it as simple car 2, because this is the one where I booleaned, and then I want to control C because I want to show you guys another method. I forgot that it's one way or no way. Let me see if I can control C it. I can't. Damn it. Okay, I hope they're good. What I'm gonna do, because I want to show another method. That's what I'm getting at here. Let me see. My first instinct is to just delete. Okay, I'll just do it this way. Okay, so what I just did, I just Fancy, you're asking about beveling way too soon. I'm not at beveling yet. so you have to wait. Okay guys, what I just did, I made a new save file. So this is my Simple Car 2. My car that I blended, I made in Simple Car, the original, because I want to try something else. So what you can do is you just go to X-ray mode, select everything below this area and delete it. That's what I did here. So X-ray, select all of this, delete, vertices. Then you want to go to edge select here. You can just, I think you can click A, Alt click this and Shift click these two. Extrude and set, and then you just match the same height as before. And then we want to click, let me see here. Fill? No. Then I want to click these two ends here, right click and bridge edge loops. It's not perfect because we're still having an issue here. So I want to go to my knife tool. This we haven't used yet. It's very good for cleaning up mistakes you made, which I just did here. So that is perfect. So the knife tool is K. You click this little corner here. And can you hold? Let me see if I can. And then I want to click here and enter. And I just fixed my geometry. So here and here. Oh, I can actually, I can be smart. So if I click the middle one first, I can hold shift. Can I? No, it doesn't work. Oh, I can hold S to measure, and then I can make sure I hit 90 degrees. That's super smart. Or can I just click S actually? And I measure right there. So I want to knife out all these. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to make sure I fix the mess I made. So this is good practice for you guys. This can happen many times. Next up, we want to make sure that our mesh is not divided. We want to make sure it is together because we just made something new here, and you can see it is not. So what you want to do is you want to again go to X-ray mode. You want to select these two vertices here, and we'll click M for merge. And let's just click at center. Merge as center. Didn't know it was a shortcut to measure angles. I did not know that either. Our only thing is a knife tool as well. Edge loops. You control R. And you make an edge loop like this. This is the knife tool. So let's click K. And you can basically make your own edges. Which is what I did here. And now you can see I fixed my mesh. It is now all together again. So we can start over with what we had before. So if I want to make the wheels here, I can do that in another way than I did before. So first off, I only want it to be affected where I want the tires. I don't want it to be all the way in, so I'll make a new edge loop, Control R, move it around the same width as this. Oh, there we go. Then I want to make a loop cut here. Do I want to do that? No, maybe not. Maybe I won't do that. Okay, I'll just make some loop cuts around where I want my tire to be. And let me just double check I'm doing it right. Let me make one more loop cut right here. So I want two right on top of each other because that means that I can select these faces and I can move them up. So I also want to make loop cut right here and right here. So now if I go to face select and I select these, I can basically make my own little tire spot. It's not gonna be as pretty as the perfect one we had before, but we're gonna fix that later. Right now I just wanted to be sure that that my topology was nice, because before the topology was all over the place and you would technically have to knife tool everything to fix it, but this way we're keeping clean topology. So you can see I'm just adding edge loops and I'm pushing them up. So now I can make it match to these. Proportional editing could definitely help. We can try it out. So in edit mode, I click edge and I click this guy up here. It's called proportional editing, as Fasar mentioned. G, and it's gonna move more of them. The only problem you might have here is you might pull everything, and that's not what we want. So make sure you make it small enough so you don't pull this part of the car. But then you can for sure use it, yes. And let me just move these in a bit. So this is a bit more messy way to do it, for sure. But the boolean can be very, very annoying to work with. There's probably a smart way to fix it fast. I don't know it in Blender. So I will not try and do it. But this works well. We're gonna fix how edgy it looks. It doesn't matter too much right now, actually. So I'll just do the same on the other side here. I'll add edge loops and double them right here. Same on the other side. Double and double. And I'll just start with one in the middle, G and Z. Move this here. Make another one here. Move that up. So the fewer you can get off with, the better, because it adds to the topology and you want to keep it as clean as possible, right? G. I think this is nice. Something like that. And we now have holes for our two tires. You can always move it if you don't like how it is, but this will suffice for now. Next up, we are actually almost there. We have this little, what will I call it? It's, I don't know what it's called actually, but we will try and make it. So what I will do is I'm gonna cheat a bit. I'm actually just gonna extrude it out. So I'll make a loop cut that goes just right here. I'll go to my face select and I'll select all the faces that I need for this. So I'll just do this manually. Maybe there's a smart way. I'll do it manually. There we go. And I'll just extrude it. So extrude. There we go. And it looks like these are not entirely connected, so I can do this. And I can extrude this a tiny bit more. Just for the effect. There we go. Awesome. I made this a bit much, so I might want to go into edit mode, click A, and scale this a bit bigger along the x-axis. Great. Okay, we actually have a car. Oh, that's what I forgot. I want the front here. That's because I want to show another way instead of booleaning. But now you have two. You have a car that's booleaned in the other save file, and you have this car that has been manually moved around, which I think is better for sure. It's at least it's cleaner topology, and I don't have to fix it manually. I don't want to fix it now. All right, so let us make this front here. I was gonna make this thing, and I think this actually fits really good, so I want to make a new loop cut here because I want to have the size of it. And I'm just gonna extrude it a tiny bit. And as you can see right now, we have a slight problem. It is extruding it weirdly, and I don't want that. Oh, it's because I don't want to extrude actually. I just want to move it. Oh. Yeah, Boolean feels nice, but messes up probably too much. Yes, exactly. It's super smooth to use, but it becomes a wreck. Yeah, I know what I did wrong. I don't want to Boolean this. Extrude this. I want to just move it inwards. I can't just do it right away because it's gonna push this. So I'll make another loop cut right above it. And same down here, right above it. And then I can just select this face. Click 3, G and Y. Move it in. And I can scale it ever so slightly so it straight. Okay. Great. Now I just want to make this, and we're gonna use another modifier, and it is super cool. I love this modifier. It's very, very awesome. So I will first move my 3D cursor up here so I don't have to move things all the time. So I'll click Shift and right click. We'll remove this here. I'll go to Shift A. I'll make a, what does it look like? These are not round, these are this. Yes. I'll scale it. So first I will match the height, like so. Then I will match everything else in height. So a cool thing you can do if you don't want to scale on one axis, but you want to scale on the two axes, you can click S, and then you shift select the one you don't want. So I don't want to scale the height, so I shift select Z, and I can scale the others. Super nifty trick. And I might want to do that a tiny bit more, and I want to move it a bit forward. And here I have my, oh, it's a bit much scale. I'll be quite thin. There we go. Then I just want to move this to one of the sides. Let me just move it over here. Maybe a bit up. Okay. What we're going to be using is what's called an array. It's basically just a multiplier, and it's super cool. So first let me Control A, all transforms, go to my modifier stack over here, generate an array. You can see already, it has made a duplicate. If I crank this up, it's gonna make a bunch. It's going to the left because it's going against the positive factor X. So what happens if I go negative 2? Let's count it 2. You can see it is just making a lot for me. I think I'll go minus 1.7, and then you just increase the count until you hit your goal. Super fast way of just mashing out geometry. And if you don't like the way it looks because it's a bit it's very sharp, we can add a bevel modifier. That is what Francesca asked about earlier, which we'll go into next. So I'll add the bevel modifier. Just close this down, and I will just decrease it. It's a bit crazy. Just want it to be ever so slightly. So I hold Shift to drag, so drag it very, very little. So just want a slight bevel like this. Nice. Good job, guys. I don't want to make the... Well, I can. But this... Yeah, okay. Let's just make the lights too. So... Let me make 2 more loop cuts here. Now I'm gonna make 2 loop cuts here. Well, actually, I don't need to make this many on this account. I can actually just make one, and one. And then this guy, I can just extrude it. There we go. Nice. And if I want to make this rim here, I have a very nice... I have so many tricks for you guys today. I'll make one more loop cut here in the thickness that I want this to be. And I want to select all these vertices here. So just hold shift if I want to select multiple. I do only want to... No, actually, we'll make one line first. I'll go into vertex select, like this, shift select all the way over. And I will click S and X. S and Z, sorry. And I'll just scale it all the way. And you can see what happens. They get straightened out, which is super nifty. It only works because this is perfectly 90 degrees. But then we get this very, very nice arc. And I can do the same for... If I just do the same for these ones here. Let me just select these. Then actually I don't have to make more geometry. I can just select all these. Oh. G and Z. S and Z. And then I select all these faces here. And I click extrude. And I can scale it up a bit. Nice. There we go. That looks pretty good. Little handle here. And now we're gonna go into what we talked about earlier. You asked, Fancy, how can I bevel along the normal? Because right now it bevels unevenly. I don't understand the question actually. Make sure first of all that we have reset and applied all our transforms. So we want to click Control A, all transforms. And let's first try, because we have nice topology, we can try and adding a bevel modifier and see what happens. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's horrible. So bevel, and let me just increase. How much? Doesn't do much. As you can see, what a bevel does is it takes the edge of whatever you have, and it smooths it out basically. So if I go crazy here, you can now see that all my corners are much smoother. So in this case, actually, the bevel modifier works super good. But if I don't want to use this, I'll just click these two to get rid of it. You can do it manually. So I want to edge select, shift and alt to select multiple edge loops. So I select this, and let's try and bevel, Control B. So I think the problem that you had, Fancy, was that they didn't move the right way. I'm actually unsure what happened to you, because it seems to work for me quite fine. When you want to bleed, you want to click Control B. See, I think it's working perfectly though, for me. Yes, one I can bevel same distance from the edge. Same distance. Yeah, that's a bit more tricky because we have so many loop cuts. So let me find a place where it's gonna be hard, if any. Because it should do that automatically. Let's say we want to bevel this one. At one point you're gonna enter that you hit this thing here, but it should be the same right now. But with the bevel modifier, it's a bit different. You can see it doesn't bevel that far. So you don't have the same control. And that's because somewhere it has an edge that's too close to each other. So it can't really bevel that far. So I'm pretty sure that's why. Geometry, auto sharp, clamp, loop slide. Also apply scale. Yeah, that's exactly what I said before. Yeah, apply scale. That's very important. But I kind of like what happened with my bevel modifier. I think this looks pretty neat. The only problem I have now is that this looks super jagged. So what I want to do now is I want to make it subdivided. So I click Control 1 to make a subdivision surface. You can also find it in your modifier stack. Generate subdivision surface. And let's crank this up to 2. And you can see it's much smoother. We have one problem over here. Let me see what's happening. I'll move this. Yeah, so what will happen when you subdivide and you have unsupported geometry? It will start to skew it. So an easy fix here is just to add a loop cut all the way down here. Let's see, it's a bit laggy now because we have so much geometry. So I think I'll just decrease my bevels to 2 segments. Also make it a lot lighter. And instead I will use my subdivision to make it nicer. I will use the edge slide. So just right click and I click edge slide because I want this loop cut to be a lot further down right here. I want to see if I have other of these artifacts where it's looking super weird. You can see here I have the same problem. So I'll just make a loop cut. I'll go down. And right now it's lagging because it's getting heavy. I can tell you how much. It's not even that bad. It's like 125,000 edges, triangles, 60 vertices, but it's not too bad. The beveling, example, if we say you have a simple cube, then you scale along on one side, and you bevel every edge on that cube. It will not be the same distance from that edge. No, that's true. I guess what you would have to do is you click Control B. Let's try. Let's just do something. And you would have to play around with these. I don't know exactly how you'd fix it. I would say that it should be almost the same. Let me try. Cube. Cube. Then you scale along on one side. Oh, it's good. There we go. So if I bevel them, Control B, you can see it is the same, but at one point, of course, you will run into an issue where you can bevel this more, but this will eventually hit a spot. So it should work pretty uniformly. It's the same distance at least, I would say. Unless you haven't applied scale, of course. Okay, back to our car. We need to fix a few last things. You can see that it's looking super weird right here. Again, we have unsupported geometry, which means that this is smoothing out too much, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna add loop cuts in here and up here, and this is to make sharper edges. Let me show you what I mean. If I, oh, not there, and this is what this was the one I was missing, I think. There's more. Oh, is it because I did the one thing I'm not supposed to? Which is multiple? No? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, stop using a knife. I have that problem sometimes if I click here. I actually don't know. I would say escape and click. I actually don't know. See if you can click it here. No. Yeah, I have this problem every time I use it. That's why I don't want to click on it. So, you click up here. Click on the select box and you should get out of it. That's exactly why I don't really like that box. I think I know why this is not working. If you do this, it's much better. And this. But it really looks like I have some overlapping faces. Let me see if I... Did I just not do it right? Oh, this is why. Need to do this. I need to do this. So right now I'm just making sure that there are lines close to the edges of my corners. Just to round out my... And it's creating a whole lot of geometry, but it's not that bad in this case. It could be a lot worse. Just want to do it here too. Oh, wait, no, actually not. I have one up here. I think it should be there now. And we have a pretty nice car. Then you can clean up like small things like this here. You probably want this right here to be a little more in front. You just move it a bit if you want to. Here I can use the smooth, just like this. And we want to subdivide our wheels too. But first we want to add a bevel. Generate a bevel. And let's give it some segments. Then we want to control 1. Subdivide. And lastly, to make everything look nice and smooth, we want to right click. Shade smooth. To get rid of these lines. Because we don't want to increase it too much. With the wheels here, I think I will bevel them myself. What happened here? Oh, it's because it's shit. So Control V. Oh, not have to be in here. I want to bevel them myself because I don't want it to be. I want this to be a lot bigger. So it's more round. And then I can maybe bevel. Let me try. Control 1. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now it's more like wheels here. And I can always change my own bevel here if I want to. So I can I even? Well, maybe not. Maybe I have to go back over. But I like that this is more like wheels. Okay. I think I'm happy with this car. What you want to do in the end here is you want to apply all your modifiers. If you're done, apply, 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 and same with the wheels. Apply. Make sure you apply them in the order they are listed in, because otherwise you might mess it up. And we now have a car. Awesome, guys. If you want to, you can very quickly put some materials on just so it looks a bit nice. And how you do that is you go down here. I'll just remove my face a bit. Go to 3D Cam. There's a little here material button. You want to create a new one, and I'll call this red. And I will just make it red, of course. And in order to see it, I need to go up here. And you can see everything is turned red. Oh, I can see I forgot something. No, this looks bad. I have to go back before I added my modifiers. Messed it up. I forgot one thing. These. I need to make these sharp too. Damn it. I knew I'd forgotten something. Well, this is why you save during whatever you do. There we go. Let me try again. Now it looks a lot better. Okay, so back to where I was. We were making materials. So you make any material. I call it red. I make it red. And I make sure that I am in the material preview mode. And if I want to make something new for, let's say, these here. Oh, this is why. Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot the... in Blender, you don't want to apply your... you don't want to apply your modifiers, actually, until you have to export the thing. Because right now, it's much easier to select this than if I apply them. So let's not apply them. I'm sorry about that. Again, not a Blender specialist, but we'll figure it out on the way. So I'll again make it red, but now I will select these two. I will make a new material, so I click the little plus here, new, and I'll call this lights. I'll make it yellow, and I will have to click assign here. Because I've selected this face, maybe actually I want to select all the faces in here. I want to click assign. There we go. Oh, it's not working. Did I do it wrong? Oh, it's because I was on the red one, that's why. Let's try one more time. Go to this and click assign. Okay, next up is the spoiler thing here. So I'll just click on one edge and alt select the one next to it. And that should select the whole range. But that's not what I want right now, I can see. So I'll just go to my top view. And I'll select the whole side. And then I'll deselect. No, actually I want this to be the same. Okay, that's perfect. I have all these. I want to make a new material. I want to call this gray. And I will of course make it gray. Maybe with a bluish tint. And I'll click assign. Lastly, I want the windows. So let me just select these. And the good thing about having the mirror modifier still is that I don't have to do the other side. I'm doing both sides simultaneously. Again, a good reason to not do as I said before and applying it too soon. I learn as well every day. Select all these and all these and these. I'll just select all the windows right now. These up here, and this is the last we're going to do today, and then we're going to be done. We're going to show our cars. I can't wait to see what you guys made. You don't have to color them, this is just me. So if you have other stuff you want to do on them, just do it now. I'm just coloring mine very fast. Yeah, so I'll make a new one. I'll call this one Windows. I will assign it, and I will change the transmission and make it transmissive. And maybe add the blue color to it. Very light blue. There we go. This one, I will just make a new material. I'll call this black. Oh, in black. Black. Make it black. And then I will give this one the gray one. This one the gray one. And the cars I want black first. And then I want the inner part to be gray. And gray. Oh, let's do black. Assign. Okay. You don't have to do all this. This is just for funsies. But you should hopefully have a car. It looks something like this. Oh, and if you got something, you can always add it after. Go here and here. Go to the windows, assign. Oh no. This could be because I have overlapping geometry. This is very bad if I've done this. Doesn't look like I have that. Alright, I fixed it. Okay, guys. Take a screen dump of your car or render it out, as up to you. You can go to render mode here if you feel like it. And put it into what's it called? Discord in the Bootcamp channel right here. Go to 3D Bootcamp. And I will have a look at them if you guys want some feedback. So just throw them all in. I'll do the same with mine now. And thank you so much for joining. Hope you had as much fun as I did. I thought this was very fun. For sure. Very fun. Cycles. GPU. Alright. I will now screen dump my guy. Oh, why are these not transparent? Should be transparent. All right, I will take a screenshot, and that'll be it for today, guys. Very good job. I'll just take the reference in so you can see that with me. Car finished. Put this into my own folder. Great. Awesome, guys. Thank you for today. It was very great. Remember to save. Keep working on your car if you're not done. And if you want to do more, you can just keep exploring it. It's super fun. Next up, next week, we will be doing texturing. So I'm thinking we're gonna texture our car for real. So bring your car, or just if you want to learn texturing, you're welcome to join. So I'll be looking very much forward to that. So we can give it our own little personal hitch. if you don't have a car or you didn't finish it, don't worry, I'll bring mine and you can use that. So don't worry about it. And look at Francis, she did it. Good job. It looks really good. It's a very stylized, I like it a lot. With some frames in the windows and stuff. Okay guys, throw them all in here. I'll take a look at them on my way home. And I'll see you all next Wednesday for texturing. Good job. You're very welcome guys. Bye bye.